Steve, I believe on Twitter there was a campaign to make a fight with Antonio Tarver about, what, 3-4 years ago or so?
Yep.
Did you, when that didn't, happen at the time, did you ever think you were eventually going to get the fight?
No, I didn't. I totally didn't. I thought, we all know Tarver. Tarver has a good gift to gab. You know what I'm saying? He talked a good game. He talked himself into that second fight with Roy, and but he came up and I just chalked it off as him just talking, not necessarily 100% hardcore disrespect, but it was disrespectful, the things he said about you're nobody, don't nobody know you, who are you, you take that to heart. But I moved on. Career must go on. Still got to make money. Still got to get these fights and win them. So we moved on. But getting with Al, he called us and was like, "Hey, what about this fight?" And we were like, "Yeah, no doubt, 100%. We take it. We took it yesterday." So not to say, "Oh, I believe I'm gonna go in there. It's gonna be an easy fight." No fight's easy until you go in there and make it look easy or do it. And even then, you still might be lying. You say, "Yeah, it was easy," But I'm gonna go do what I do. I'm gonna do what USS Cunningham does. I'm gonna put in his work in the gym and go put it in the ring, and perform. And the fans, hopefully, they'll enjoy what they see, and we come out victorious.
Do you think Tarver's back was against the wall, and that's why he had to fight you? Because I know he was trying to get a lot of contenders in the ring with him, to get that title contention, but he said it wasn't working out.
I don't know his situation like that. All I know is mine. My back's to the wall. My back is to the wall. I want to be heavyweight world champion. I got to make money for my family. I'm trying to be great in this sport. Fighting guys like this, beating them, dismantling these dudes, that makes me great. So I know my situation. My back's always been to the wall, even with 2 world titles.
Is it a change of pace for you to finally fight somebody older and naturally smaller than you? And not in the ring because he's putting on a lot of pound sense, but he's come from light heavyweight.
Shoot, I fought Troy Ross. He's at least 5'6". He put me down with a good shot. Good strong fighters. Size. When you look at a guy and you look at and you say size-wise, this is why I'm going to beat him, then that's the reason why you're not going to beat him. Most likely it's dealing with me. I don't underestimate nobody. I work with my kids. My 12-year-old son. I wouldn't get in there and fight and spar with him and think I'm just going to do this. He still gets some good shots in. So I just prepare. I prepare. What we've done is we prepare for the best Tarver that we've ever seen, and that's the Tarver that I'm expecting to see. And if I don't see him, then he's in trouble. Plain and simple.
What about Tarver? What is the best Tarver? What do you have to watch out for? What do you have to be ready for with a guy like Tarver?
Well, the best Tarver, as we know, is the Tarver who stopped Roy Jones. The Tarver who beat Roy Jones after that. And when you prepare for a guy like that, you're prepared for someone who possibly is slower, or so they may say. But Tarver always has that power in that left hand. So but here it is. I moved to heavyweight. Everybody's stronger than me. So we just take what we've been doing and what we've been learning over this in this heavyweight career and from the cruiserweight camps, and just apply a little more. Nazim put the tweaks of his plan on it, and we go and execute.
Your trainer earlier today called Tarver a more educated fighter, especially because he's a little bit older, has experience as an analyst. How do you try to combat that as a guy that's a bit younger and he sort of has that key to it?
One of our positives, if that's his positive, our positive is, we got more youth, we can work more, do more. It's always, in boxing, it should be, and even though we saw it in my last fight, I still they found some way to rob me. I outdid the kid, I outpunched him, outpower punched him, and they still found a way to give him the fight. So not just alone outworking them, but just still, I'm smart too. I'm a veteran in this thing, 15 years. I done traveled the world, fought in the Lion's Den, fought in Hell's Kitchen, and won and lost, but and still willing to do that. Tarver hasn't done that. I think I just got as much wisdom as he does.
Given that Brother Nazim has trained Bernard Hopkins to fight Tarver in the past, is that an advantage for you coming into this fight? Is he more prepared, knowing who you're going to fight?
That's a plus, but when you fight a guy, you fought Tarver, Bernard. I'm not Bernard. I'm totally different from Bernard Hopkins. Bernard is special. Bernard is unique. Steve Cunningham is unique and special. So there's different formulas. Like I said, Nazim's a mad scientist, and he cooked up a good plan. And he gonna pour that formula out. I'm gonna go drink the formula, and we're gonna go execute it. That's not a pun for steroids. I don't use steroids. But hey, somebody does in this fight. Somebody did in this fight. But I ain't gonna talk about that. Listen, I'm gonna do what I gotta do and get it done.
Hey Steve, real quick, seeing how you've already had 2 world titles, now you're facing Tarver to get that next chance for another title. Do you consider this possibly your most important fight even after winning 2 world titles, or where do you rank this as important to your career?
Yeah, this is, I mean, every fight, even, you know, I fought in that 2 Vicinity, 10-0. A lot of people are like, wow, this kid's 10-0, but the size made the difference. Like, man, Cunningham might not be able to get past this guy because Cunningham's not a heavyweight, you know, that's what they say. But at that point, he was my toughest fight, my biggest fight, the most important fight. Because if I'd have lost that fight, then I wouldn't be here. You know, I wouldn't have got to the Glasgow fight, you know, vice versa. So, it's, yeah, no doubt, this is probably, on paper, my toughest opponent. A 5-time world champion. I never fought a 5-time world champion before. You know, I beat Marco Huck, WBO champion. At one time in the cruiserweight division, I beat all the other champions that had belts, you know, which was outstanding. But they weren't champions before, and I did beat IBO champ Sebastian Rothman after he lost his belt. But right now, this is five-time world champ Antonio Tarver, the legend killer. You know, he's got a name. He's going into the Hall of Fame when he retires, regardless of what he does, just because of his victories over Roy. So, yeah, this is a very, very important, tough fight for me.
Would you favor the heavyweight division having 2 separate divisions, like a heavyweight and then like a super heavyweight? Because there's some heavyweights out there that like the 6'8", the guys who outweigh you by 50 pounds. What do you think about that?
Me personally, I wouldn't. I don't. Because if you got guys like Mike Tyson that came, if Mike Tyson, did he ever fight a guy 6'6"? Did he ever fight a guy that was extremely heavier than him? Did he beat him? You know, I know Chris Berger for a fact beat Vitali. You know, Jamil McCline, guys who totally outsized him and outweighed him. If it's been done before, why can't I do it? You know? And then for me personally, as I told Al when we first started talking about, you know, signing with the company and everything, he was like, do you want to go back to cruiserweight? And I told him, I thought about it, and I said, I told him, give me a couple days to think about it, and me and my wife, we sat and talked, and my thoughts were, I've already done the cruiserweight division. I've been #1 at that division. I've conquered that already. And coming to heavyweight is more of a challenge because the guys are bigger and stronger. I love that. You know, that gets me up for the training camp. That gets me up for the game plan that Brogan Nazim brings. That gets me up to run. You know, because I know I have to be 100% sharp, better. It's just the challenge. I love a challenge, man, and that's the ultimate challenge to me. Especially when people say you can't do this because you're small. I'm gonna just keep showing, you know.
Now I'm a Philly guy. What is it about coming up in Philly as a fighter, boxing in Philly, these Philly guys, that makes you a different fighter than coming up anywhere else in the world?
I think it's the whole thing with still sharp and still. You know, you can go to the gym and see Steve Cunningham training. You know, work out next to Steve Cunningham, Yusuf Max, Garrett Wilson. You know, Carl Dynamite Darby. You know, Danny Garcia. You know, Bernard Hopkins, Jess Hart. You can go to the gym in Philly and be working next to these dudes and looking and learning and stealing from them.
Manny Foley.
Yeah, Manny Foley. You know, plain and simple. It's just so much talent in Philly. Steel's been sharpening steel in Philly for generations. You know, not just decades, but generations. And then there's just the way of life in Philly. Philly's a rough city, man. Philly's a tough, hardcore city. You gotta be, you cut from a special cloth to come up out of the city and be successful, you know, and then to do anything. Just walking down the street is a challenge at some days, in some places. So Philly itself is just a competitive city, no matter what sport you're in. But boxing, really, because you can come to a gym and see stars, you know, see guys who've been there and champions, you know.
Philly is the only city that you see guys street fighting and using the jab.
Yeah, right. Jab to the stomach in the street fight.
You guys fighting the bar and they use the jab.
Speaking of when I'll ask you, would you return to the cruiserweight division? On your undercard, Marco Huck is fighting. Since he's already, you know, the #1 cruiserweight in the world, has a world title. and it wouldn't take you much to, you know, lose what, like 5-6 pounds to get back down to cruiser. If that rematch was available to you, would you take it at cruiserweight?
It'd take a little more than 5-6. Come on, man, stop playing. Stop trying to play me, bro. No, you know, if that fight is if it's lucrative, if it's you know, if it's made worth it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I stopped Huck in the 12th. They threw the towel in on him. I signed with Silent Events really solely to get that unification bout with Huck. And from what we heard, they wanted to keep me as far away from him as they could, you know, keep us apart. But I mean, with Heyman, anything is possible. You know, it's a total different like aspect of boxing now with Heyman, with PBC boxing, and who knows what can happen. You know, I'm a fighter. You know, I'm a fighter. I don't care who it is. I get in there and fight to win. You know, period. It can be Huck and his uncle. It don't matter.
I often say that you're a guy with 9 lives. You know, you've been through a lot of stuff in your career. After your last fight, you did great against Glasgow, didn't get the decision, and it was hard to even picture what your next step would be. But here you are, you signed with the it guy in boxing right now, and you're fighting a big name, Tarver, with a possible championship fight, you know, in the balance. I mean, how do you keep bouncing back there?
I mean, it's not me. I mean, you guys know I read the Bible. I try to follow it as best I can and live by it, and it tells me that, you know, what others has for your downfall, God can make for your good. You know, plain and simple. And this last fight in itself is a testament to that. You know, I mean, me and my wife, we took a trip to Vegas after the Glasgow fight, and you know, we were trying to enjoy ourselves, and then every here and there, it's just like, wow, I can't believe they robbed me. You know, like, I can't believe, you know, every time we go out, we having a couple drinks, we eating, and we loving each other, and, you know, enjoying each other's company, and it's, yo, they robbed me last weekend, you know. So, but then a week after that, boom, we on the phone with Heyman. And, you know, stuff turn around. I always keep the faith. You see it on my trucks. You know, I scream it. I keep the faith, man. Faith is believing in stuff that you don't see yet. You know, that's the meaning of faith. I believe it. You know, I believe I was going to be world champion before I even looked good in the ring. But, you know, hard work and faith, man, it happened, you know. So that's basically it. I can't take credit for none of that.
Steve, Brian with Slice of Boxing here. You've given us some great fights. The Boxing Club, we've seen some good fights. This fight with Tarver, man, win or lose, is this like a make it break it fight for you?
Every fight's a make it or break it fight. I don't care. When I was fighting, you know, when I was 2-0 and I was fighting a guy in South Carolina that, you know, nobody knew either one of us, but I had the promoter and they were trying to, you know, promote me, the build-up fight. That fight was a make it or break it. You know, every fight is a make it or break it fight. You don't want to lose any of them. You know, it's after the loss or the win happens, then you deal with the situation. You know what I mean? But if you go into the fight with this is a make it or break it, with that on your mind, then yeah, you know, that's a more intense fight for, you know, fighter going into the ring.
Prior to fight, do you think after this fight you'll be ready for an actual heavyweight title fight?
I felt I was ready for a heavyweight title fight, you know, after the Adamic win / robbery / loss / decision / draw / split decision / whatever. You know, I felt I showed superb boxing ability against a much bigger, stronger guy, a guy who knocked me down 3 times in our cruiserweight fight. I feel I showed more wisdom, more just more ring generalship. And I felt I deserved to get that win, and I was prepared to. Well, I think we would have had to fight Pulev, you know, after that fight, then to get to Vladimir. I felt I was ready for a title shot then, you know. So, of course, yes, I do.
For those of us who don't know Al Heyman, what kind of guy is he? How's his personality? What makes you guys stick with him? And you know, you hear stories about these other fighters leaving promotional companies, suing promotional companies. What is it about Al Heyman that keeps you guys happy? Everyone seems to love him.
Well, I mean, when me and my wife were with Main Events and we were fighting regularly on NBC, Main Events had that deal, and the word went out that Heyman basically secured NBC, and he basically took television from us. But me and my wife, we understood what he was doing to an extent of giving boxing back to the fans, and a little bit of the gripe with some of these promotional companies and promoters. and just the way boxing was. So we understood that, even though we were taking a loss. But now to be on that side of the fence, you know, reaping the benefits and being able to be back on NBC, I mean, and having to talk with Al, it's like a breath of fresh air, you know, because I've been in boxing 15 years, and I've been with, I'm not going to mention any names, but I've been with some of the worst in promotional business, you know, contractually, you know, it's been hell. And I was with this one promoter for 8 years, and it was utter hell, you know.
You're not gonna put that on me, Steve. You're doing that in your same inimitable way.
So, with that being said, me and my wife, we came, and that's how we learned this business. You know, that's not the way you should, but that's the way we learned it. And to hear the plan that Al had, and you know, for us and for boxing, we were like, we didn't believe it. You can't believe it, but then you see him doing these things, and you see what's going on. It's unbelievable. You know, it's the way we said this is the way boxing should be for every fighter from the beginning. You know, there's no show without the fighter. Period. No promoter gets paid. He's got no fighter to promote. No manager has nobody to manage. No trainer's training himself to fight. You know, he's training a fighter. The fighter is the show. The fighter is the boss. When the fighter gets paid, he pays his trainer, his managers. Everybody else gets paid. If the fighter don't get no money, nobody else gets paid. Boxing before Al Heyman hasn't been treating a fighter like that. You know, it's different now.
Al's a sort of famously mysterious, behind-the-scenes kind of guy. Was dealing with him different than other, not promoters, but other boxing people you've dealt with?
It was like talking to your homie. You know, it was like talking to somebody who understood your position. Even though Al didn't box, I know his brother boxed, and he ran some stories by me and my wife about that situation and how that motivated him to do what he's doing. And I totally understood. You know, I'm just like, wow. You know, so it was just like talking to some dude that I knew already. And listen, I saw one picture of Al.
Right.
Y'all know how that go. You know, I thought, what's the guy that comes into the ring?
Yeah.
I thought Sam was Al for years, you know. But you know, speaking with him and talking with him gets you. It's like, wow, this dude, he got a head on his shoulders. He know what he's doing, and he's doing it for not monetary gain, but he's doing it for like love and respect and to look out for people. You know.
Steve, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the situation with Top Rank Golden Boy with the lawsuit against Al Heyman?
I mean, my thing about this is when you've been doing something for so long and it hasn't been in other people's eyes, the guys you've been doing it with, the fighter, they haven't been that comfortable or happy, but then somebody else comes along and is doing it way better than you, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? It's going to be a problem. Like we said, this is the way boxing should have been done from the beginning. You know, I don't know anything about Golden Boy and Top Rank. I don't know how they did business. I never did business with them. But, I mean, this is boxing, and boxing is a small community. You hear stories. Everybody talks. You know, training camp is boxing and gossiping, you know. So, but all I know is these people are coming at Heyman, and there's a lot of other things that promoters were doing that they should have been ganged up on if they want to help the integrity of boxing, if that's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? If this is all about not breaking the Muhammad Ali Act, which we know numerous promoters break and have broken. Certain promoters have, you know, contracts to sign so you can nullify that and just skip over it so they can do their work. You know, if they want to worry about the integrity of boxing, then they should have been there should have been lawsuits against other promoters and other managers and advisors way before this.
But like you said, the Muhammad Ali Act. The Muhammad Ali Act, that's, you know, to help out the fighters, you know what I mean? So how is this, you know, with the promoters?
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
I don't understand that situation.
Man,
I
just hope, you know, I believe and know Al's a smart man, and we praying for him, praying with him, and working with him. You know, so success does breed enemies, and that's basically that's the answer to the question.
You're right. You've been in wars, many wars inside the ring, but the biggest war is your daughter, man. Yeah. The wars that she went through. Speak on that, man. Speak on the note. How's she at right now?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Trey, everybody knows the story with my daughter. You know, what we went through, and like you said, you call it a war. It's a damn sure war. But what happened? What happens in World War II when it's just the French fighting Hitler? But then you see the American flag come by dropping bombs on the Nazis, and you see the UK flag, and you see, other flags. You get some help, and you're like, yo, man, that's what's up. You find out people feeling your cause, you find out people can work together and get something done. And basically that's kind of what happened to me and my wife and our family when the boxing community basically gave that money up for the fund, to get us to Pittsburgh in time enough to get her this transplant. Indebted doesn't even match the way we feel. Like, we feel we owe the boxing community who's given. I feel I owe them, and really I can't. I wish I could. I wish I did make enough money to repay everybody back double, but really what I can do is continue to stay in shape as long as I box, continue to prepare right, and to give them the shows that they come to see, and put on the fight that they want to see out of a fighter. That's the way I can repay them, our heart is just sunken because of the actions that people have done, especially in this world of Facebook and Twitter. People just directly contacting you, telling you how garbage you are or how trash you are, N-word bombs and all this and that. But through social media, we also see that people will show love, and people do have love, and there's a heart out there. Thank y'all.
Steve, how was this camp different compared to all the other camps you had?
Man, I had cussed Nazim out about once in this camp. Camp Goods when I flip out on Nazim because he killing me. That's just camp, man. A training camp with Brother Nazim without no game plan, you still know I'm gonna be in shape. I'm gonna be able to do what I need to do. It's just one of them camps. It's a normal camp. But a normal camp with Brother Nazim ain't a damn thing normal about that. Nothing normal about that.
Now on the B side of that, with Steve, you got to gauge the camp differently. Because Steve comes into camp in set shape. He lives it. So he comes in set shape, he throws your time in. Things you want to be doing, you don't really need to do. These guys are already in shape for that. So you have to actually back up certain things. The camp, his eyes are real good already.
That's just one of them things when you want something, you need something, you dreamt about something, you worked towards something for so long, and even at points people have tried to deny you of that something, now you still get an opportunity to get it. You're gonna be ready, there's no excuses, none at all. You're gonna be ready, you're gonna do what you need to do.
How's the chemistry been with you and our man?
It's awesome, it's just been good. Just like I said, just like any, we're not a team, we're a family. Buddy Osborne, my assistant trainer, the rest of the Concrete Jungle, Carl Dargan, Bigfoot, all these brothers. We all family. His wife, Coach Sharon. It's a family. It's not even a boxing thing. It's not a team. But just like any family, we yell at each other. We clown and joke each other. I say I got my corner. If you look at my corner, you see how we are. I don't want to put nobody out there, but I got a Muslim in my corner. My assistant trainer is a pastor, Christian pastor. Coach Sharon, she lives the alternative lifestyle. And you got me, if that's the correct word. So, I don't want to put nobody out there, but that's my girl, you know what I'm saying? And she in the gym putting in just as much work as most of these trainers out here, and we couldn't do it without her, Sharon Baker. So we got one of the craziest corners of all time. But we get the job done, you know what I'm saying? We get the job done.
All we missing is the pit bull.
We missing a pit bull, right?
Steve, what are the strengths and weaknesses of Mr. Tarver?
Strength is wisdom. He's a veteran. He's smart. He knows what he's doing, and he's powerful. He's got that pop. Oh, my bad. He's got that, he's got that pop in that left hand. He's got a good hook. He's got power. So his total strengths are like any other fighter. People talk about his age. That's nonsense. When are people going to stop talking about fighters' age? Fighters aren't the average person. We don't just sit around. Not that everybody just sits around, but we work out. You know what I'm saying? I've been working out as a boxer since I was 19. I'm 39 right now. Going on 22, So, his body's different. His strength, that's his strength. His weakness, we don't when we go to camp, we don't look at, all right, this is where he's weak at. We look at this is where he's strong at, and we deal on that. I don't know any of his weaknesses. You know, I'm not even looking at any of his weaknesses. Like I said, we preparing for the Antonio Tarver that beat Roy Jones. You know, I'm not preparing for the Tarver that beat Jonathan Banks, or you know, I'm preparing for the Tarver that beat Roy Jones.
That night, one last question there. That night, it's a lot of boxing. A lot of good night of boxing that night. The home event, you know the man very well, Mr. Marco Huck. He's fighting a great Polish fighter, Blavatsky. If you was in the corner of Blavatsky, what would you tell him that night of the fight?
Tell him don't fight Huck's fight. Box him. Fight him inside and outside when he wants to. Man, a guy like Huck, Huck's good at what he does, as Brother Nazim says. He's very good at what he does. You know, the way I beat Huck was with just hardcore grit, being in better shape, and a little more knowledge in the ring. You know, Huck's a home run hitter. Huck doesn't work behind the jab. Huck doesn't utilize the ring, cutting off ring. Huck comes at you, throws bombs, trying to get you out of there. Hit him to the body. I went to the body. Went to the body. Constantly went back.
You would be famous for not snitching.
I ain't snitching.
You gotta take him out of his element.
Take him out of his element. Make him uncomfortable. Do what you want to do when you want to, especially with a fighter like Huck. So he can do it. You know.
Steve, a couple last words for your fans worldwide.
Worldwide, USS Cunningham underway.
Thank you.
Steve, can you talk about your controversial loss to Tsar Glaskov and how that has influenced your career going forward?
I don't know how it's influenced my career going forward. It was just people saw it, you know. I haven't even seen the whole fight in its entirety myself. At first, I didn't want to see it, and then after we got back from Montreal, Nazim saw it and was like, "Don't watch it. You're gonna be madder," you know. So I chose not to watch it because I was already mad. I was ready to kill something, so I didn't want to get any madder. So, like I said, we took our trip to Vegas, got ourselves together, trying to figure out what was the future move, and in actuality, you know, we put our feelers out. I'll hit us back, and boom, you can forget about something like that, but. For boxing, for the future, fighters, we don't need to just forget about it and move on. Something's got to be done. I mean, we don't know exactly what has to be done. It's either judges not judging not knowing what to judge a fight on, or they're just on the tape. One of the two, you know. I don't know.
Was there a rematch that you may have wanted, or was a rematch offered to you?
No. I mean, we suggested a rematch, you know, after we spoke with the IBF, and you know, even they said, you know, we had you winning and this and that. So we were like, well, let's file a protest to try to get an immediate rematch. But we knew Glasgow's team wasn't going to take the rematch with me. I would have did him worse than I did in the first fight. You know, even they knew he lost. You know what I mean? Key members in his corner, they all knew he lost.
His corner knew he lost.
And they wouldn't take. That's just a risk. You know, I mean, fighting Steve Cunningham's a risk regardless. You know, so when we got that call, I dove on it. You know, I beat this guy. You know, but they wouldn't take a rematch.
Now you've been robbed so many times. Does it get easier or does it get harder each time?
It never gets easier when you're determined and you got a goal. You know, once it gets easier, then you become like a battered woman. You get that battered woman syndrome. You know what I'm saying?
No, not my man. Not you. This is my man. That's one of the questions I'm used to the mother dude. I stick my gun in your face and take your wallet every Saturday. Get easy.
Yeah.
This Saturday is not
this Saturday ain't gonna be bad as last Saturday.
You hit me with the butt.
I got a 45 instead of a Uzi.
Hey, I'm just asking.
I'm joking. No, you know, it'll be like having battered woman syndrome, you know, where you just take it and take it. I'm not here to just take that, you know. In actuality, what those robberies have done, Steve Cunningham probably would have been retired, you know. If it wasn't for these robberies and these cheating little things, I probably would have been retired. I probably would have made the money that we were looking to make to start our other adventures after boxing. I would have been accomplished within myself. But with those robberies, it started one thing, it grew a fuel of fire, it fueled the fire within me. And then two, it made me feel like there's things I need to do in boxing. There's still things that I want to do in boxing to make it to fulfill in myself. And if these powers that be haven't cheated me, I probably would have been done. But you know, I'm here I am, I'm here now, and they just got to deal with it, you know.
So when you were with main events, their heavyweight stable was pretty much, you know, Adamic and Glasgow. Now you're without him, and, you know, you got Tarver, you got Wilder, you know, you got Areola, Spilka, you know, you got some Dominic Brazil. With more guys to fight, do you feel this will make you more active and, you know, meaningful fights? Even though the main events keep you busy, if they weren't giving you, like, you know, that high-profile fight, you were fighting somebody that, you know, few people knew about.
Yeah. Well, what main events did that was great was, you know, they you know, we was in there. Now, I mean, it was active, you know, enough at the extent. I would have liked it for 3 times a year, but sometimes it don't work like that. But I mean, they did a good job with getting me in there with some good name guys, ranked guys. Adamic was ranked, Fury. Mansoor, you know. How many
undefeated fighters did you face?
And then I faced, 4 undefeated heavyweights. I think 2 southpaws, you know. So, you know, they did a good job. I mean, I can't point a finger at them or even the judges. I don't know what happened, what went wrong with those bad decisions. But as far as what they did a good job. You know, they put a fighter in a position to elevate, to go further, you know. If it wasn't for a bad decision with the Adamic fight, I would have been number 2 heavyweight, you know, or number 3 heavyweight in the world after that fight.
So, like, how did main events treat you after you got the bad decision?
I mean, they know the business better than I do. We're going off emotion, so we're like, no doubt, protest both fights. You know, y'all need to look into it more with us. But I mean, they knew the business and they helped us. They explained some things to us after the Glasgow fight that we knew because we've been there before. You know, it's like it really won't do anything. You know, it really won't do anything. So it's a good thing though that you can have a business relationship with the company. And because I've been in a business relationship with the company before, and they don't want to let you go, regardless if you're happy or not. If you're not happy, if your promoter is not willing to let you go and seek happiness, then that's something wrong with you. But you know, we went to main events like, listen, we want to try something else. You know, we want to move on. We want to go somewhere else. You guys did a great job. We thank you. And they were like, cool. That's respect right there. You know.
You had a fight with Tyson Fury in which you put Tyson Fury down.
Yes.
Now Tyson Fury is taking on Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah.
If you would have won your fight against Glasgow, you would have been next in line for the winner of Klitschko versus Fury. Can you give your thoughts on your predictions on Klitschko versus Fury?
I don't try to anymore predict fights. You know, unless I was in the ring or in the gym with those guys. You know, and if you ask me about Carl Dargan or Manny Foley, or you know, any of the amateur guys, I can tell you I know they work hard, so I'm expecting them to win. I'm not in the gym with Fury or Vlad, but I know I've been in the camps with them, but I know they both work hard. I know Fury's he's a determined young fighter coming up. He's hungry. He feels he should have had his shot at the titles, and that's power in itself. But we also know Vladimir is a doggone veteran. You know, he's a war-tested, battle-tested veteran world champion, you know, going down in history. So that makes for a great fight in my eyes. You know, it's going to be a good fight regardless.
Did you get a chance to watch the Klitschko versus Jennings fight?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
I thought Jennings did a damn good job. I thought Jennings did way better than people gave him credit to do. I think he showed people that he can perform at that level. His poise and his like the wisdom he had in the ring, you know, was something better, greater than a guy who you said just started boxing. You know what I'm saying? His wisdom is at another level for who the people say he should be. You can see at a point he did keep Vladimir back a bit, but Vladimir landed the good shot. Vladimir being smart, knowing, wow, this kid is dangerous. I'm going to touch him, try to crack him, you know, and I'm winning rounds. You know, he knew he was winning rounds. Where Jennings was really putting up a good effort, but he really wasn't scoring as much as Vladimir did, or as obvious. So I understand the decision, but hats off to Jennings, man. He did a damn great, awesome job, no doubt.
And one more question. You're fighting Antonio Tarver. I know you can't look past Antonio Tarver, but at the age of 39 now, we talked about it earlier as far as fighters are not regular people. And especially in this day and age, fighters are fighting a lot longer than they used to.
Yeah.
How long do you plan on fighting?
Man, you know, I feel great. You know, nowadays, I mean, I'm feeling better than I did when I was younger. I don't want to, no fighter, I can only speak for me, I don't want to fight beyond 42, 43, you know, I just don't want to. But if I'm able to generate X amount of dollars and still be entertaining and still be safe, then we can do it. But I mean, in actuality, my wife is like, you know, she's the boss, and when it's time to stop, she's gonna let me know, you know. And really, when it's time to stop, God's gonna let us know, you know. My body's not gonna perform right, and I'm not gonna put myself in harm's way where I'm just trying to get a check, you know. That's why, with the money we've made be smart with it, you know, invest it, do something with it, and we've done that. We're doing that, so where I don't have to prostitute myself, you know, in order to just make a dollar. Basically, literally, not basically, but in reality, put my life on the line just to make some money, you know. I want to do that.
Don't let anybody call you out on Twitter.
Yeah, right.
What do you see yourself doing in 2016? Just next year, not even a half year to a year. What do you see since there's a little bit of time left?
I couldn't tell you. I'd have been fighting Tarver earlier this year, you know, so I can't call it.
So it's open for you?
It's open, man. It's open. Whatever's clever.